can pop on with me. When this program launched for the first time in March of 2022, we were both kind of like, I don't know that I'm going to see very much change from this. I think I eat pretty well and whatever. But Autumn actually reached out, and she's the creator of the program, both the nutrition piece and the fitness piece. She reached out to Michael and said, listen, I've had quite a few women do this as a test group, but I really haven't had very many guys. Would you try it? And he's like, well, okay, except I'm going on vacation in a week. And she goes, I just need a week. I just need a week. If you'll give me a week, I know you're going to see change, and it would be really helpful because I want men to get involved with this too, because it's not just women that need to have a better gut health microbiome, it's guys also. And what's really cool is, since he had access to the program, I did it alongside of him for just 1 week, and the results were tremendous. In that period of time, for me, I had like all redness and irritation and puffiness in my skin. It all went away, and it was in less than a week. I would say maybe 4 days. Michael, he had a lot of that, like, I don't know if you guys ever feel this way, but really tired in the afternoon, feeling like you need another cup of coffee, almost like a crash kind of a feeling. It all disappeared. And of course, for both of us, like we lost bloat and all that stuff. We were pretty amazed. And when we saw her on the beach, because we were on our Success Club trip, so she was on the same trip with us, we both walked up to her and we're like, okay, this is the answer. And since that time, we've been able to help a lot of people with this program, and we're just so excited for this group to kick off on Monday. So what I'm going to do is share my screen. I want to take you into the program so that if you guys have questions, I can answer them along the way, but kind of just to give you a lay of the land of how it works. And I will touch very, very briefly on the fitness part, mostly just to show you guys how our fitness programs are laid out, because they're all identical. So they're really easy to operate. But let me share my screen and bring up the program. So I already have here, let me move this somewhere there. Okay. So I already have, I'm under programs in our on-demand library. And then I clicked under nutrition and I went right to the 4-week gut protocol. All of our nutrition plans, by the way, are set up this way too. You'll always have a start here section, which is going to give you the quick like snapshot overview of the program. You'll get to meet, I wonder why it's showing locked, because it's definitely not locked on me. Hold on a second, you guys. Let me make sure I'm not, oh, I have to log in. Sorry. They're all set up exactly the same. So you'll have a start here section. There we go. That looks a whole lot better. You'll have a start here section. You'll get to meet the trainer or the creator of the nutrition program. That's all right here. And then the program guide is here too. But let's go into the lessons, because I think Mike's actually talking tomorrow live on Instagram with somebody from corporate, and they're going to be, is this me? You guys, if you're able to, if you have questions, unmute yourself. But while I'm doing this, keep yourself muted just so I don't hear the background, since it's being recorded, but unmute yourself if you have a question. Anyway, Mike is going to go live on Instagram with someone from corporate tomorrow. And one of the biggest things that people are saying is, oh my gosh, I'm worried I won't have enough time. This is going to be complicated. How I'm going to manage this, all that kind of stuff. He's going to be speaking to that tomorrow. And what I wanted to share with you guys is, in these lessons, you guys will see 6 minutes, 6 minutes, 5 minutes. This is not a long period of time. You will understand this program. If you haven't already listened to these first few videos, you will understand the program in under an hour. But in short, this program is about removing certain foods that are triggers. So things like gluten and dairy, reducing other things like sugar. For example, we're not going to have too much excess sugar. We're going to reduce that down to 10 grams. Now, I'm not talking about the sugar that's in fruit. You don't have to worry about any sugar that's naturally occurring. I'm talking about when you look at the label and it says sugars, we're going to keep sugar to 10 grams per day. So we're reducing, we're removing, we're reducing, we're replenishing. We are giving our body food that we don't often get. You will not be hungry on this program at all. The whole idea of what we're trying to do is create a diverse palette for ourselves. So we don't really want to have, I mean, broccoli is great, but we don't really want to have broccoli for all of our veggies every single day. What we're looking to do, and what the recipes help you do, is have a more diverse fruits and veggies and, all whole grains, natural throughout the week. Actually, the goal, aim for 30 different vegetables. And we can do it. You'd be shocked how many different vegetables you can get into a salad. But that's what these videos are going to go through. And then they will touch on the supplements too. So if you guys are using our Optimize and our Revitalize, that's our digestive enzymes and our probiotics. We're doing, and those two things exist in Shakeology too. We're doing everything we can to rebalance our gut. So what I want for you guys to do is go through these first few lessons. You will understand this program. And what I wanted to point out to you guys really quickly, do you see on these videos how there's these 3 dots? It also kind of says, often if you click into here, there's more resources, but see where it says here, 2 PDFs, 3 PDFs, 5 PDFs. It indicates to you that if you click into something, and I'll click into this one, you can see there's a PDF on how to calculate your health. And there is a version for regular, meaning not vegan or vegan. So I'm just going to talk about regular, but you guys, you can, if you are vegan, you can follow this program exactly by following the vegan hybrid containers. But first things first that I want to touch on real quick, if you guys haven't done this, is you're going to want to calculate your caloric target bracket. What we're going to do, and it's a real simple, see how there's a little basic math equation. You're going to plug in your weight, and then you're going to multiply that by 11. You're going to get your caloric baseline. And then we're going to look at these 2 sections. We're going to decide, are we looking to lose weight while we're following the program? If the answer is yes, you're going to be looking to fill out this section of the calculator baseline. If you're looking to build muscle, you're going to fill this out. Now, at the end of the day, what you're going to get is a number. And depending upon what that number is, that is the amount of calories you're supposed to be consuming on a daily basis. So let me X out of this because I want to show you. Hold on. The next thing. I got to slide these things. Okay, that goes away. So here we go. Once you have your number, you're going to click on Calculate Your Health Regular Hybrid Containers. Oh, wait, sorry. Yep, here we go. Down here, this is how much you're going to be eating a day. I know when you got those containers, you might have been like, they're small and I'm going to be hungry. But I promise you are not going to be hungry. If you guys, just a quick point, if by any means you fall below 1200, you have to stay in plan A. That's minimum. So if when you do all your calculations, it says 1159 or whatever it says below 1200, don't change your containers. Stay here in plan A. So 6 greens, that's 6 cups of vegetables a day. That's a lot. 2 purples, that's 2 cups of fruits. And then you've got your reds, and those are your proteins. So A's are things like chicken and eggs, things you probably typically associate with protein. B's are things that maybe you don't. They're a little bit different, but your plant-based Shakeology, that counts as a red B. And then there's other things, and we have our food lists, which I'll show you, that would fall into that bracket, like for example, quinoa or different kinds of beans. But there's all, and obviously things like tofu would fall into your red B too. So we're talking, when we talk red B, we're looking for 2 proteins a day that are plant-based. And then you've got your yellow A and your yellow B, these are your carbs. And then you have healthy fats. So that's things like avocado and hummus. Orange, that's like dressing and seeds, things of that nature. And then your teaspoons down here are your oils and your nut butter. So like a peanut butter, that would be in this bracket here. So let me close this. I see something in the chat. Let me see what it says. Oh, yes, I was making a fun game. I know, Heath, me too. See how many greens we can get into our week. I think we can do 30, you guys. We can for sure. All right. So let me move this. Hold on. Okay. The other thing I wanted to show you guys, I keep having to slide things around, is I wanted to show you the food list. So if you're going to print anything out, for myself, when I did this, I printed out the food list. I found that to be very helpful. As far as like the containers and how many you're supposed to have a day, you could print that out too. I feel like you guys will all probably know that pretty quickly, but you could print it. But the food list, I would print out. So we calculated our health. We're going to click on these 3 dots over here, and that's where you'll see your food list. And you also have other information here. If you're following a vegan plan, you can follow the vegan food list here. Here's treats and substitution, your water bar, which is basically different things you can put in your water to make it flavorful if you want. And a quick note on water, you guys. Make sure you are hydrating. I aim for 90 ounces a day. I know that can feel daunting to people who are not used to drinking a lot of water, but if you can, work up to it. You're at a minimum half your body weight in ounces per day. And then, of course, there's a PDF on Shakeology. You guys, once you watch those few videos, you are going to be ready to rock with this program. We do have weekly focuses. You guys can watch them all at once. You can do them as the weeks go around. For now, all my goal would be for you guys is to watch the 4, was it 4? Oh, I think it's 5. No, 4 videos from the top rail, figure out your bracket, and then print your food list so you feel comfortable to start on Monday. And what I wanted to share with you guys real quickly, when we think about, let me see if I can pull up the food list easily and show it to you guys real quick. We have lots of recipes, and you can make recipes. But what I wanted to show you guys when we're looking at the food list is how I run my day. Because I'm not following a recipe for everything. I'm in bracket A. So that's 6 vegetables a day. That's like a lot for me. What I learned really quickly is I need to have vegetables in the morning. So I start my morning oftentimes with, well, not often, pretty much always, my Shakeology. In my Shakeology, I have a red B because Shakeology is plant-based, right? And it's a protein under this plan. You'll see it here. Let me roll down. So your red container B, here's my vegan Shakeology. That's 1 red B. So I'm having that in the morning. In addition to that, I'm up here in my purples. I'm having a half a cup of mango and a small piece of banana. So I'm checking the box on 1 of my purples. I get 2 a day, and probably most of you guys do too. So I have some fruit in my shake in the morning. The other thing I have in my morning is a cup of spinach and a cup of butternut squash. That's 2 vegetables. So in the morning, my Shakeology is no ordinary Shakeology. I'm having my red B Shakeology, I'm having a purple, and I'm having 2 greens. I find that if I have vegetables in the morning, aside from the fact that my digestion is just a million times better, that is the way that I'm able to check the box on my vegetables throughout the course of the day. It's really hard for me to get the 6 in if I don't in some way incorporate veggies in the morning. All right, so that takes care of that. A lot of the times I should probably pause and have something between breakfast and lunch, but oftentimes I don't, because I'm busy running around and working and whatnot. But my lunch is often a bowl, and I'm not ordinarily following a recipe for that, but I'm always getting in another 2 cups of veggies minimum in my salad. Or if I'm making a warm bowl, maybe it's like sauteed vegetables. Let me clear that. Sauteed vegetables. And then I'll also have something from at least, oftentimes, sometimes it's 2, something from my red A. It's oftentimes chicken or hard-boiled eggs, something like that. And sometimes I might even have something from red B in here. Like I might actually put in, I think it's on here. Where did it go? Oh, the beans. I'll often put sometimes beans in there too. It kind of just depends on how hungry I am, or quinoa. So a lot of times lunch, I make my really big meal of the day. And so that's a yellow, that's 2 reds, 2 greens, and I normally have an orange because I have seeds and dressings on my salad too. That's a lot, right? And I still haven't followed a recipe. And what I ultimately normally end up with are 2 veggies for dinner, a lean protein, and a carb. And because I am who I am, a lot of the times I also have a carb after dinner. I have rice cakes with like a teaspoon of peanut butter on them. So I've gotten all of my food in throughout the day. I actually really haven't followed a recipe, but you can kind of see how that flow happens. And for me, that's pretty typical. I don't really follow recipes often until dinner time. But you guys, you can easily pack up your salads or your bowls to go to work. I did last year. I was on trial for a week in Toms River in a courtroom. I was at a horse show for 5 days living out of a hotel room. This is really transportable. In the afternoon, I will grab an apple, my second piece of fruit normally, and I'll normally have a blue in the afternoon, like maybe I'll have my almonds or something like that with my apple. There's so much that you can do with this, you guys, that is really, really simple. And it doesn't need to feel complex or difficult in any manner. So let me see if I can. Oops. I have to move out of this for a quick second. X out. Just want to see fast if there was anything else I wanted to show you right here. I don't think so. I think that's mostly it there. You guys, really quickly, I'm just going to show you the body blocks. So if you are doing 4 weeks for everybody with us or any other of our program, they're all set up the same way. Again, a start here section overview, and then your workouts. There is zero guesswork. You'll literally click week 1 and then you'll follow the calendar. It's really, really simple. And once you're done with this block, you can know that all of our blocks are set up the same way, and so are all of our programs. I'm going to stop share for a minute. Let me go into here. Yes, it is a nice snack. Okay, let me look in here in the chat. You guys, do you have any questions? You can unmute yourself and just go right ahead and ask if you do. Rice cakes and bacon. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? It's Lee.
I hear you.
Okay, so you're going through that whole thing. When I first looked at it, the first things I was able to print out was like the super block and my weekly tracker. But everything you were showing me, I think I'm finding it. I'm also looking on my iPad at the same time.
Okay.
Were you looking at like the I'm seeing like tracker week 1, 2, 3. There's like a water bar, vegan food list, calculate your health. Is that where you did the calories of what you're going to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just found that. Okay.
Good. And if you have any trouble calculate, or you or anybody else have any trouble calculating that, I can certainly help you. But yeah, so the fitness piece.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. The fitness piece is under the 4 weeks for everybody. And then the nutrition piece is all under the 4-week gut protocol. So they live in 2 different places, basically.
Gotcha. So that confused. Okay. So now I found that. So,
okay. Good.
I'll print that out tomorrow.
Okay, good. I do like having some of the stuff printed. I do find I think it makes it easier, especially the food lists.
Yeah. Okay.
What else? Let me see Heather's tips. And you can work backwards from dinner. Pick your meal you want to make, and then your leftover containers can be spread throughout the day. That's a great tip to go that way too. Think about what your meal is going to be at dinner time and just sort of reverse engineer it. You guys, one of the things that people were mentioning in one of the groups that I'm in is they're like, I wish we had a digital tracker. And in some ways we do. If you go into your body app, all the way to the right, it says tracking. And even though there's not a tracker for the 4-week gut protocol, there is a tracker for Portion Fix, which uses the containers just like this does. What you can do is you can edit the containers. So for regular Portion Fix, I don't get 6 greens, I get 4. But for gut protocol, I get 6. And what you can do is edit your portion. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but right here, I'm in tracking. I chose Portion Fix. There's an edit button here, and you can edit each of your container allotments. Mine otherwise mostly stay the same. The one thing that you can't do on that app is you can't like differentiate between red A's and red B's and yellow A's and yellow B's, but you can track your containers. So I just wanted to point that out to you guys, because I know a lot of people are on the go. And I think tracking is pretty much is a great idea. In the group, there's also tracker sheets that you can print out if you prefer to have it in paper and pencil. Does anybody else, I know there's some veterans on here, have any other tips that they want to share, or does anybody else have any other questions? The one thing I will mention as far as prep is concerned is I don't prep. So I don't want you to be worried that you have to go and create a lot of things. The two things I do for prep are this. When I'm doing a plan like the gut protocol, or even more so if I'm doing our ultimate reset, but we're talking about gut protocol here. Here are the two things I do. I plan my dinners. So my grocery shopping is done. The week is busy, right? It's a crazy time. So I need to know what we're having for dinner. So I plan my dinners by going through my recipes. I'm like, what are we going to have? What are we going to do? And I order my groceries. So if you want to call that prep, I do that. The second thing I do is I do create bases. So I will make a thing of quinoa, and I will make a thing of brown rice. So that way I can easily, quickly just like dump it into my salad. That allows me at lunchtime, or if I'm going somewhere at lunchtime, to like literally within less than 5 minutes, put my salad together and be out the door. The other thing I might do is hard boiled eggs. But I really don't do any crazy prep at all. I don't know if anybody else does, but that's it for me. And it tends to be all that I need, because as I kind of sort of went through what I would eat in a typical day, none of that really requires too much prep. Like I'm taking lettuce and throwing it into a bowl, and then I take my cooked quinoa and put it into my bowl. And if you want, you could obviously grill chicken. A lot of the times I take what my leftover protein is from dinner, and that goes into my lunch the next day. So kind of is easy as that. I'll tell you, everyone in my house is eating all of these meals. So that's a really good sign. Everything's delicious. And I think the biggest thing I could say is don't overcomplicate it. If you're worried about anything, let us know. We can help you, because a lot of the people in this group have done this program before. So we can help you kind of get through those hurdles. We talked about water. That is important. If you are a coffee drinker, I don't want you to panic out. Yes, that is one of the things that Autumn wants you to reduce down. I also don't want you to make your life miserable. So just think about how much caffeine you're taking in a day, and can it be reduced? When I'm talking about the coffee, the other thing I'll say, I'm assuming it's coffee that you're drinking, is that watch what you're putting into it. So if you can reduce it slightly, fantastic. And then maybe just watch what's going in and making sure that at least that is gut protocol compliant. So we're not adding sugar into it. We would be maybe unsweetened almond milk, something along those lines. Yeah, it's the added stuff. Susie's saying she's not a big prepper either. Totally fine doing this program. Yeah. Keep lots of the foods list available at home. Yes, lots of stuff to grab. And it just makes it so much easier, you guys.
I got a quick question again. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have a grocery list that is massive from following massive from following the recipe book.
Okay.
Of things that I highlighted and things that I know I can eat and my boyfriend will eat.